开始。
Merlin waited. Well, the king demanded, "Where are they?" As if in answer, the ground began to shake. It shook so violently that the king's horse reared, and his men were thrown off their feet. People in the nearby town dashed out of their houses and into the streets. From his knees, Merlin smiled with delight. He covered his ears as a thunderous roar filled the air. Another soon followed as Megan dropped down beside him. Merlin crawled back to the edge and looked down, his eyes fixed on the dry lake bed as it began first to split, then to crumble. Suddenly, it erupted, sending cracks up the side of the mountain and rocks flying through the air. A long, white claw emerged, followed by an enormous, scaly head. Merlin gasped as the dragon climbed into view, shaking rubble from its wings. It was so beautiful, so majestic, with golden eyes brighter than the sun. Screams of panic broke through Merlin's awe. The flying rocks had reached the town, and a ledge had sheared off the side of the cliff, crushing men below. The dragon lifted its head, shooting a jet of fire into the sky before turning its attention to the people scrambling for cover. Merlin watched in horror as men and women were swallowed by flames. Even at this distance, he could feel the heat on his skin, just like in his vision. Another explosion from deeper inside the mountain drew his attention. A flash of red shot from the darkness where the lake had disappeared beneath them. It leaped into the air, scraping a fresh hail of debris from the rocky opening. Giant white wings flapping wildly, a red dragon closed in on the white. The two clashed in midair, tails slicing the cliff face, claws tearing at each other. The white dragon snapped at the red, tearing its flesh, making it scream in agony. The pair rolled through the sky, trailing fire in all directions, sketching jagged black shapes across the land. When they stopped, the white dragon was on the red dragon's back. Both were roaring and biting, the people below watching in both fear and wonder. The battle was long. For most of it, it looked like the red dragon would lose, but eventually, the white dragon gave an exhausted cry and fell from the sky. It landed with a crash on the lake bed, where it moved no more. Above them all, the red dragon roared once more in triumph, before sweeping its great body around and disappearing into the distance and into legend. Chapter 7. Merlin gazed down at the destruction. The white dragon, once so beautiful, lay twisted and blooded in the dust, leaving a little less magic in the world. As a creature of magic himself, it made Merlin's heart heavy. Behind him, Megan spoke, his voice filled with new respect. I knew you were powerful. I sensed it many times. I just didn't know how powerful. Merlin ignored him as the king and his men crawled out from their hiding places below. Suddenly, one of the men turned, catching sight of Merlin on the mountain. "The boy!" he cried, pointing up at him. "The boy foresaw this. He knew about the beast."